All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at today. When we look at today, we're learning how to write the equations of parallel and perpendicular lines. Today we're only going to focus on parallel lines, and then tomorrow we'll focus on how to do this again with perpendicular lines. So we look at parallel lines to get our objective for today and tomorrow. Fairly straightforward. First thing we're going to do right off the bat, we're going to look at it as a pair of equations, and we're going to determine if they're parallel, perpendicular, or neither. And that's what, all you got to do is when you're doing that, you're looking at their slopes. And then we're going to focus the rest of today working on how to write the equation of a line that's parallel. Tomorrow we'll get to practicing that with perpendicular lines. So today we're just going to be doing parallel lines. So let's kind of go over this again. One more thing, very straightforward. What did you learn from the Inspire activity about parallel lines in terms of their slopes? Now, Amanda, you walked in the middle of that. What did we cover? What did we talk about parallel lines? What type of slopes did they have? Same slopes. Okay, so that's kind of the big idea there. They had the same slope. And Taylor Smith, what about perpendicular lines? Not just reciprocal, but also, yep, opposite signs. So we have negative reciprocals for perpendicular. And so parallel lines are the same slope. Perpendicular means negative reciprocal. I want to practice a couple of things with you guys really quickly. Let's say that my original, whoa, it's a little big. Let's get rid of that. Let's say that my original slope was 2/3. What would be my perpendicular slope? Nick? Negative 3/2. So again, all I'm doing is changing the sign and flipping the fraction. So let's say that my original slope was -4. So Alyssa, what would be my perpendicular slope?
4.
Not 4/4. It would be 1/4. Yeah. So I think that's where a lot of us tend to also forget that that whole number is always over 1. Okay, so any whole number you turn into a fraction just by flipping it over. All right, so we feel okay with that? Identify negative reciprocals. I think for some of us that's kind of hard to do, but I think we'll just keep practicing with that. We want more examples. Here we go. We're looking at these 3 boxes, and we're going to do nothing but looking at the slopes. Are they parallel, perpendicular, or neither? So I want you to work with your partner, the one sitting next to you, and I want you guys to discuss if those 2 lines or 2 equations are parallel, perpendicular, or neither for all 3 boxes. Yes, here we go. Chris, what about the first one? Y equals 2x plus 1 and y equals 2x minus 5. Parallel, perpendicular, or neither? Parallel. Why? Same slopes, therefore they will be parallel. Well, we got that right. Kirsten, the green box.
Perpendicular.
Why?
Because the opposite
reciprocal slopes, therefore they are perpendicular. And the orange one, I want to call it that. Sorry. And that's going to be perpendicular. So, a couple of questions here, because I know this will come up, and I know you'll see this on your homework. What if I had y equals negative 3/4 x plus 5, and y equals 3/4 x plus 5? Are they parallel or perpendicular either? Okay, well, first of all, are they the same? No, definitely not the same. Are they negatives of one another? Are they negatives of one another? Yeah, one's negative, one's positive, so they're opposite sign. But are they flipped? So that's neither. Not to be perpendicular. In order to be perpendicular, the slopes have to be flipped on one another. Now, what if I gave you an equation like this? Parallel, perpendicular, or neither. How would you determine that? Bailey?
Well, you would subtract 5y.
I'm not sure if we subtract 5y. Yes, but that's the thing. Go into more detail on that. Okay. That's actually a really good point. I mean, the derivative is the slope. Right? That's what we really need to look at, not so much the rest of it. This, I think for some students, this is this format, which we call the standard form. We have x and y on the same side. For some students, it's a little bit more difficult to identify whether they're parallel or not. The way around that is to actually put it into slope-intercept form. And like Mackenzie said, the first step in doing that is to do what? Yeah, we're going to take this. So if we take the stop one right here, that will give me 5y equals negative 3x plus 10. And then you just divide by 5. So y is negative 3/5 x. And if you do that for both equations, we can then get them the slope-intercept form, and then I can really focus on the slopes to really see what they're going to be. So that's another technique. I like what you said as well, I think. Very insightful. Okay, so let's actually get into the meat of this. Now we're getting kind of this idea